Well, hey everybody, welcome. I'm here today with a good friend of mine, Anthony Cheam. He's an author, speaker, coach, and certainly a fitness expert as well. And today we're going to talk about the subject of coaching. Anthony, welcome. Great to see you, buddy.
Thanks for having me today. Pleasure to be here.
Hey, well, that's good. Well, the goal here today, Anthony, is that we're just going to have a quick little conversation. So I'm sure you get this as much as I see out there in the public is that people are always wondering about coaching. It's certainly a mainstay topic in today's world. Whether it's business people, you name it. But coaching is all the rage, let's so to say. Maybe
Yeah.
just tell us a little bit about what coaching is, the value of it, and why people should even look at coaching. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, I think the most important thing people have to realize is that we're all coaches at one level or another. We've all had coaches, mentors, or whatever to teach us, to guide us through our personal challenges, our professional challenges, either at work or at home. In this day and age, we're moving so fast in technology. It's hard to find meaning in our life. And what a coach does is sort of, I heard it once from one of my heroes, Les Brown. He said, you can't really see the picture when you're in the picture frame. And so it's good to have someone else kind of look at you from the outside in. And I got this from working with you, Rod. The analogy for me is this: if you and I are in a forest, and our whole goal is to get out of the forest. And let's say someone drops down a walkie-talkie for you and someone drops down a map of the forest for me. Now, the whole goal is to get out of the forest. Now, if you've got this walkie-talkie talking to someone in a helicopter above you, and they see everything from above, and then they're guiding you, they're coaching you through the forest, where to go. And I've got this map that of this forest, but I don't even know where I am. I don't know where left is or north is, and all these other things. It's good to know where you are. And it's like if you look at a treasure map and we want to get to X marks the spot, but you don't necessarily know where you are. It's good to know where you are. And if you're talking to someone in a helicopter, who's going to get out first? The person talking to the helicopter, because that person is guiding them along the way, seeing them from the outside, what they're doing. That's not necessarily the most productive and effective strategies in their life, personal, professional. And a person looking at a map, they're going to be reading this thing, going, okay, well, what's up, what's down? And I'm a big believer in reading books and everything, and that's great, but it's good to have someone else guiding you with actual perennial wisdom, so to speak, and coaching along the way through those challenges. So I think that's the major thing for me was I've had spiritual coaches, I've had life coaches, I've had business coaches, and I consider you a coach of mine too as well, a business coach, a marketing expert. So I'm learning every day from different people, and one of my mottos is that I'm forever a student, and I'm learning as much, if not more, from a lot of my clients, more than they're getting from me. And I truly believe that, because as I work more with a broader amount of people, either in individuals or in groups, I find all the teachings. The person that's listening most is me, right? So I'm
That
learning
makes a
along the
lot of
way.
sense.
So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. So that's the basis behind coaching. I think we all
Yeah.
benefit from it for sure. So yeah.
Well, and I guess that makes good sense because you mentioned reading because a lot of people may engage in personal professional development in a number of other capacities, whether they go to motivational seminars, whether they listen to audio programs or read books, and certainly that's one level of input, and certainly that's a great step to receive that kind of input. But coaching is that what you mentioned? It's that step above. It's that person that's from the outside looking in, because a person has to be of the right mindset to receive coaching and that. And so maybe talk to me a little bit about who can benefit from coaching. Because I heard you mention business coaching. I heard you mention all these different types of coaching, but who can actually benefit from the idea of having a coach?
I think, you know what, I think everyone could. I mean, I've had clients from stay-at-home moms, business owners. I've had people, teenagers, that are going through some tough challenges in their life. People that have suicidal tendencies, who are depressed, have major fears, personal challenges. People that are lacking meaning and purpose in their life. Anyone that is sort of stagnant in their career could benefit from it. If I remember hearing a quote that says, you're either in a state of desperation or a state of inspiration. I rarely meet people that are in that like lukewarm area where they say,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not really happy, but I'm not really unhappy to do anything about it. Usually I meet people that say, you know what, I'm ready to go to the next level. of my life, whether it be my business or my relationship, or I'm suffering from major challenges right now. I don't know. I don't know what's holding me back. It could be some fears. It could be some belief patterns or belief systems that I might be unconsciously holding on to, some major inner conflict. And what a coach does is understand that subconscious, on the subconscious deep level, some of your behaviors and your patterns. And I think everyone could benefit from it. And I certainly have benefit from our partnership. I certainly have benefit from some major coaches in my life who actually, funny enough, is anytime I coach someone, it's interestingly enough, they start to apply these things and start to manifest great things and abundance in their life. And I'm like, wow, I'm learning from them just as much as they're learning from me. So it's sort of like a co-partnership along the way. And so, I mean, I've had clients, again, from stay-at-home moms, from people that are successful in their professional life, but are struggling in their personal life, finding meaning in their life,
Yeah.
and really struggling at the deepest core of the level, right? And so that is my mission, to help people find deeper meaning and to continually contribute, grow, and to love the world and to spread passion and purpose and power throughout the world. So that's basically what it is. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
Well, and I know through our discussions that, having a coach is much more than just one specific thing. I mean, you have a coach who coaches you through fitness or athletics, but when you talk
Mhm.
about coaching at large, it's a whole set of life skills. And you
Oh
alluded to it.
yes.
It's emotional, it's financial, it's personal. It can be their business, and all these different aspects. I know you've got a lot of expertise in those areas. And maybe just share a little bit about, well, how should people go about finding a coach? Now, obviously, we're talking to you and how they can access you, but maybe just share a little bit about how people can find a coach and what makes a good coach when they're actually out there looking for one.
Great question. I think a number of qualities, if you want to, in terms of how to find a coach. Basically, it's like if you were to go to a gym, per se. If you wanted to hire a fitness trainer, or if you wanted to hire a life coach, or you want to hire a business or a leadership coach, there's definitely circles you can get into. But yeah, simply, even with today's technology, you can go on Google and type in fitness coach or life coach or business coach or spiritual director, whatever. There's so many arenas in which you can go into. I think for the first part is really precisely defining what kind of coach you want,
Yeah.
and then going from there. So if you, for example, like if someone comes to me and they want to lose 100 pounds, let's say, then specifically I'll focus on that health or on that specific goal, and then I'll take them through certain psychological and emotional strategies they can get to their specific objective. What makes a good coach? I would say someone that lives, number one, lives what they're teaching. I'm not saying that they're
Yeah.
perfect or there's no challenges they've gone through. In fact, I was talking to a friend of mine who's a psychotherapist, spiritual director, and I consider her a coach of mine as well. And she talks about, some people think us psychotherapists have no problems in their life, when in fact they've got the most problems, because now they understand the psychology and the emotions behind life, and when it gets in the way. But no, I mean, I've certainly experienced that in my own travels of studying human behavior, studying philosophy, religion, different spiritual beliefs, all these different things. And as I started to delve into it, I'm like, wow, all these problems and challenges started to surface in my life. And it's not that they weren't there, it's just that I wasn't necessarily aware of them. And I think that's the important thing. And the more and more I studied myself and human behavior, the more I wanted to and desired to help other people, because I realized that there's a major challenges that are happening, a major shift in human consciousness and how people are living their lives, and finding deeper meanings, as I said before. But I think number one is that they're living it. I think number two is that they're passionately focused in on helping you. Basically, what that basically means, but what I mean by that is that, do they attentively listen to your deepest needs? If they come to you with an issue, are they really listening to who you are and what your challenges are?
Yeah.
Are they giving you practical, not just theoretical steps, but practical steps to change on a daily basis? If they're meeting you on a weekly basis, or bi-weekly or once a month basis, certainly giving you those practical steps. And then also, too, is that they hold you accountable accountable. They hold you to a higher standard. Oftentimes I have clients that are, especially in fitness, they steer off the road, or they go off on their eating plan or their exercise program, and I'll call them on it. I mean, but that's our job as a coach, right? To call
Yeah,
them on it, and not necessarily be their best friend, to love them for where they are, but to hold them to a higher standard, but one standard that you're actually living. So it's like the example I like to give is, if a client came to me, or a person came to me and wanted to lose 100 pounds, and I've got 4 Big Macs in my hand and I'm 400 pounds, right? That doesn't necessarily give the best example. Or you wouldn't go to a hairdresser with bad hair, or a dentist with bad teeth, right?
yeah,
So you got to live the example. And I mean, one of your seminars a long time ago is that one quote that says, example isn't the main thing, it's the only thing. So looking at you, does this person live and breathe the wisdom that they're trying to teach? So are they embodying that wisdom? And I think above all, I didn't really cover this, but above all, that they display character and integrity. I think that,
yeah.
bar none, that's the most important. And are they telling the truth? Are they being as honest as possible? And I think that's the number one. So hopefully I
Yeah.
covered that. So
No, yeah, and that's great. I mean, one of the things you said even before those questions about the how to find and how do you know if you found a good coach and what makes a good coach, what I really heard you say when you were talking about, the types of people that can benefit from a coach was that, and I know this from personal experience with you, is that, you really create a winning environment. So whether that winning environment is
thank you.
affiliated to the homemaker, it's affiliated to a business person. Because I know you coach, major executives, people who other people would qualify as being successful because they have huge financial success. And I know you work with everyday people and the young and the old. You even mentioned helping troubled teens, and I know you have experiences in this because a lot of people are attracted to the way that you solve challenges. You're a very real, down to earth dad, husband, person. I've known you for years and I've seen you not only grow through that, but you live a life that's very conducive to the things you believe in, you teach, and you're always talking about the future. And for me, those are characteristics I look for in a coach. And I know we both believe in
Thank you.
coaching, and and I need to say that because this video is about you, and the whole goal here is to really get down to an action step to allow people, a vehicle through this video to say, hey, if you're looking for a coach and you want to get deeper insight into the benefits of coaching for your specific situation, then me, Rod, here is to say, hey, I'm going to point you in the direction of Anthony Cheam, because Anthony
Yeah.
has a lot of experience in this. He's a continued student, and to me, that's the number one goal of leadership in any endeavor, is to always be a willing student, and you exemplify that. And so maybe,
Appreciate that. Wow.
I'm
Thank
going
you.
to have you close things up by just maybe even talking about, what could the next potential steps be for an individual. And while you're talking about that, I'm even going to call up your website, and we'll end off this hangout by actually showing people on your website, because I know you've actually got a free offer to engage a person, to allow them to interact with you on a no-charge basis, to at least get some insight into coaching and what you can bring to the table. So I'm going to turn it back over to you to kind of wrap things up, to just say, hey, here are some next goals that you can do if you're entertaining coaching, and maybe just share that with them for a few minutes.
I think part of the reason why I offer that is because, I often say to people, if no strings attached, I mean, sit down and talk with you. You have everything in the game, and really nothing to lose. It's sitting down. And oftentimes, I remember hearing Zig Ziglar say, if you ever see a turtle on top of a fence post, you can be sure that turtle didn't get up there by themselves, right? So, and basically what it means by that is that we all need help. There's a rare strength when someone says, I need help. I think that's very, very powerful for someone to say, I need help. In fact, Les Brown even says, ask for help not because you're weak, but because you want to remain strong. And we all need that push. We all need that guidance.
Yeah.
We all need that accountability factor. We all need that love, that person to say, you can do it. You are worth it, and to shift your mindset. And oftentimes, when we don't believe in ourselves necessarily, we have to believe in someone else's belief in us, and that's very important. And to have that extra amount of faith and courage, and to really, what a coach does at their core, is to ignite resources that exist innately in every single one of us. And once that fire is burning passionately enough, the answers will come out of them themselves. And I think every coach will agree that what we do is don't solve problems, but we bring about the answers, ask the quality questions to bring out the answers that already exist inside them. And you've certainly done that for me. And what I do on a daily basis really is just to pay it forward. Um, because I've had a lot of help along my way. I've had a lot of challenges, but I've had a lot of people helping me along the way. I certainly didn't get here by myself. I can probably name probably at least 25 people that have helped me, either whether I know them or not, but have really guided me to where I am today and to the future and beyond. And I have to thank them. And it's just my way of giving back. So if you want to spend either time with me or with somebody else, by all means, find a coach, find someone that can help you. And I guarantee you, the process of change and transformation and to attain or achieve success, happiness, fulfillment on a level you've never experienced before will be sped up 10 times as fast as if you were trying to do it on your own. So
Fantastic.
certainly go and do that.
Well, that's great, and thanks a lot, Anthony. And I'm just going to show up here on the screen that all the people that are watching this, you can go to Anthony Cheam's website. It's just www.anthonycheam.com, and you'll see that right on the screen right now. And as Anthony was mentioning, he always offers this up. You'll see an action ability right here in the bottom right hand corner there, where you can get your free coaching session with Anthony. Just you can click on the sign up and interact and request that, and you can simply go in here and type in your name and your email address, and maybe just give Anthony a little bit of insight as to why you're interested in a free coaching session, and he'll get back with you. And I know from personal experience and my friendship with Anthony that he can impact your life and get you what you want and where you want to be going, regardless of what it has to do with business, life, success, finances, fitness. I mean, he loves to punish me with the fitness side, but that's why I have him as a fitness coach too. But great to share with you, Anthony, and I hope you have a great day as well.
Thank you so much. Power, purpose, passion, everybody. Thank you.
All right, take care.